Heyo! How are you guys? Remember me? I used to make Halo Wars videos. Well, I got another video here for you. It is a super turtle on exile. Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to super turtle on this map, but we're doing it because we're crazy. And looks like I am Captain Cutter. I'm pretty sure that Mitch is also Captain Cutter, and a blazing fat guy is playing as Forge. And he is red, Mitch is orange. So yeah, this is the Exile Super Turtle, and I'm just showing you the introduction of the game here, just to, I actually do something kind of weird here. Since this is a Super Turtle and we're playing against like total randoms, scrub-a-dubs, recruits, commanders, and whatnot, I'm going quick reactor and I'm going to make some Spartans. Unfortunately, I make the sour mistake of building my barracks before my first reactor, and my whole plan of building that barracks was to produce Spartans out of it and get some stairs on them. Stairs. Stairs. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call stars from now on. Stairs. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to make some Spartans and send them to our reactors and the flood bases to try and get some sweet, sweet veterancy on them, but I fucked up and made my barracks too soon, so whatever. We're playing against bad people anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. As soon as my reactor gets up, I'll make some Spartans, but yeah, that's what I am doing here. And one of the reasons I haven't been uploading these Super Turtles so often like I used to, just editing these things is a bitch. This Super Turtle is about, let's see, 2 billion hours long. So like, I have to root through all of that footage, remove all of the boring shit, and make sure that all of the interesting stuff makes it in. So like, I don't have to watch it in real time, but I do have to watch it in 1.5 speed, which for like a 2-hour Super Turtle still takes a really long time. But that's not how I'm going to be doing them from now on. I'm just going to play it in real time. If there's some boring shit going on, I will stop the video and then fast forward to something interesting, and it should be more fun for me that way. Just because I hate slogging through all of the editing all at once. That's definitely not the way I should have been going about it. I'm bringing up this Warthog to kind of sponge up that sniper shot, and then I'm going to ram it just so my Spartan doesn't get killed. But anyways, so these are my Spartans just getting veteranized. I did fuck up and my Spartan almost died, but you know, poor micro, passable builds. Anyways, let's skip forward to through this stuff and get to the meat and potatoes of the game when we've got our defenses starting to go up, we've got our upgrades going, and yeah. Okay, we're a good amount into the game. This is about 127 hours into the Super Turtle, and we're just now setting up our defenses here. As you can see, this Super Turtle is done on the high ground of Exile. It doesn't matter too much which side, but Fat Guy's base, the red one on the high ground here, is it's pretty intrusive for the pathfinding of units like tanks and cobras and stuff. They will get stuck on that base all the time, and it's really annoying. But as you can see, this was like when we first discovered the Vulcan with the cobra stacking, where you could just make these super stacks of cobras if you put an air unit in front of the cobra when you try to stack it. And I know Mitch already made a video like 10 years ago about how to do that, but that video had not been made yet when this game was played, so I'm going to be like zooming in on my cobras and stuff because I thought it was all cool and innovative and, you know, whatever. But yeah, the high ground bases are where we want to set this up, and each side gets a Vulcan of about like 6 cobras, you know, 6 cobras stacked on each other, with possibly some Spartans in the cobras to give them some bulky health so they don't get super macked to death. But I don't even think there was a cutter to worry about in this game. It looks like it was an arbiter, something else, and a forge, or maybe even an Anders. Yeah, it was an arbiter, an Anders, and I think a prophet actually. So I wasn't too worried about my Cobras getting super maxed. You do still have to worry about the super carpet bomb, because it'll do enough damage to where like a massive canister shell storm will kill a lot of your Cobras. So you want your Cobras to be like close to the front of your base, but not too close to where they just get immediately destroyed, because Cobras are pretty fragile against a large barrage of canister shells. So like, just be careful with them, because stacking them is very annoying, and you don't want to do it too many times, or else you'll get unmotivated to do it and you won't stack at all. And the reason behind the Cobra stacking like this is to give your tanks room to run around and not die, because you just don't want to lose any units. You want them stairs on your units, right? And that's how you're going to get them, is keeping them from dying. So, I can see on the mini-map some red units and maybe some orange units. I know Mitch had to go to the enemy team's reactors to get veterancy on his Spartans, so he might have pushed up a little too far with them. I'm really not sure what he did. But there was definitely some sort of engagement going on, maybe just some scouting, because I sure didn't care enough to look. So my Hornet's getting a little out of position there. Every time the Pelican drops your Cobra, the Hornet will try to get out of the way of the Pelican so that it can pass through, but little does the Hornet know that the Pelican is going straight up into outer space once it's done dropping the Cobra. So just take the time to reposition your Hornet. I am also noticing now that Teal is not the Brute, or I mean not the Prophet, he is the Brute. So there you go there. I don't actually think his Brute does much this game, but neither is that Arbiter really. But so this is a pretty healthy stack of Cobras here. 6 is usually where I'll stop, but you can't, like, it's weird locking them down. Since they're all bunched up like that, you can't really individually click them, so I just lock them all down at the same time, and they will one by one lock down. They won't all do it at the same time, unfortunately. So yeah, I got my Spartan in there now, and that is a big bulky Vulcan gun right there, ready to fire. So now I gotta work on my tanks and Spartan upgrades. Although it already looks like I got Spartan lasers, so that's pretty good. I might only be going that one Spartan tank, I'm not sure, because I do like putting Spartans in my Vulcan guns. I don't like them dying all the time, and Spartans add that extra bulkiness to them that it's really helpful. Yeah, just one Spartan tank. But S-Pro Mitch and a Blazing Fat Guy are also going Spartan tanks, so we'll have plenty of tanks going around. I am Cutter, so I could get ODSTs, but it's really not that useful on this map. There's no energy walls to take. I mean, at the very most, I could use the ODSTs to block people off and stop them from escaping my Cobra's deadly array of Death Blast, but I'm not going to choose to do that for a very long time, because I don't really care for ODSTs. They're way too expensive, man. 1,800 resources for fucking ODSTs. That's a lot, man. Whatever. Also, I'm sure you noticed that I relocated my reactor to this high ground base, because that base on the low ground there is fodder. That will be a big sponge for them to kill, and in the meantime I will just put all supply pads on it and get a nice income from it, because the best part about super turtling is getting an ass load of money. And that's why I like Halo Wars, because you just build a supply pad and it earns money for you. There aren't any perishable resources on the map, unless you count supply crates, I guess. But yeah, that's one of the main things I like about Halo Wars. Very easy mode, super easy to super turtle in. Okay, here we are much later in the game again. As you can see, our bases on the low ground have been destroyed already, and this is the first attack that they threw at us. They sent a bunch of air directly to Mitch's base there, and there's some infantry running up past our Cobra line. And as you can see, Mitch put some flamers there to help with the Cobra, fuck dude, hunters. He put some flamers there to help with the hunters, because of course they can pretty much just tank through tanks and get right up to my Cobras, and I don't want that happening. So flamers do a really good job of mopping up those hunters. And of course, with all of Fat Guy's Wolverines and Mitch's Wolverines here, this air assault is going to kill a lot of buildings, but other than that, not going to be enough to finish the job. There's some Cyclops there that really should be healing that base, but they're just getting lazy. Lazy Cyclops under the lazy control of a lazy Fat Guy. Anyway, yeah, this attack is going to buckle real easy, and I did get a stare on my blue tank there, so that is very encouraging. I also had a Hornet scouting out bases because I didn't need the Cobra stack anymore, so I wanted to send my Hornet in to die and make another Cobra or something. Do something with my extra population, but I think I look back there and my Hornet has like 2 stars or something. So let's go ahead and see. Oh nope, but it did do quite a bit of damage to that base. And it looks like Teal is building a temple here. I don't know what the hell happened. I guess he sold his temple at some point, but yeah, he is relocating his temple to this back base. So that's not good. Actually, that doesn't matter at all. And my Hornet is going to try and kill these turrets here. I can't tell or not if it has stars. That Hornet does get 2 stars though. So he is a very heroic Hornet, but unfortunately it's kind of boring to see it just kill turrets as they're being built, so we're going to skip ahead again. Okay, so at this point in the game, as you can see, Teal has taken my reactor hook, so I had to build another reactor just to have 4 tech. And here come the gremlins. I know I said I had to worry about carpet bombs earlier. No, we're playing against Anders, but look at these gremlins just buckle, man. They're buckling like crazy. But here come the Hawks, and the Hawks are not going to buckle so easily. There's also a ton of hunters, but we've got the 2 Supermax, and Fat Guy does have the carpet bomb. But that is a lot of hunters, and unfortunately there is no tank support, no flamers to help. There's also a Tech 1 Arbiter raging. That's pretty silly. But my Cobras are doing an okay job of killing these hunters, I mean. But here come the assault beams, and they're going to start putting some damage on my Cobras. That is unacceptable. Must Vulcan. Here come the volleys and the canister shells. Yeah. Okay, so I thought those tanks were a little further away. I mean, they could stand to be a little closer on the other side, because that's probably where the hunters and stuff are going to be coming in from. Here comes some jackals. Not sure what the logic behind the jackals was, but hey, he's a lieutenant. Give him some slack. And, oh dude, I didn't even notice that. I must have hit Y button on my Cobras, and they all fucking unlocked themselves. And if you do that with a Vulcan, if you try to relock them down, they're all gonna separate like that. Oh my god. What a disaster. No. Now they're all facing the wrong direction, firing off randomly. What did I do to fuck that up? I don't know. I must have tried canistering with my 1 tank or something. I don't know. But yeah, I buckled pretty hard there. And now I'm gonna have to spend the time to restack all of those goddamn Cobras, and I'm pretty sure I don't even have my Hornet anymore. It died somewhere along the way. So I have to go send this Wolverine to die so that I can have enough population to build another damn Hornet. And, just what a disaster. That sucked. It always sucks when your Vulcan stack gets messed up, because it's such a pain in the ass to reset, and you gotta spend all the money, which at this point in the game money doesn't really matter, but if it's early in the game it's a real bitch to deal with. So that attack was successful in breaking my Cobra stack. So they're playing the mental games here. They're making me screw up so that they can try to win or something. I don't know, just making shit up. But I'm sure you've noticed S-Pro Mitch's orange wall of Cobras on my other base too. That's actually a real useful wall there, because they'll try to stay away from my Cobras on the one side, my Vulcan gun on the one side, and then there's just this big line of Cobras on the other side, so it's real nice. And the only way they can really attack safely with ground units would be to go around our reactors. Well, my reactors, which I don't even really have control of anymore. Although Mitch is signal flaring one of them to either drop an ODST in it or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, so we're gonna want to keep those reactors just to be able to scout out an attack coming from the side so we can prepare accordingly. But it's not so easy from this base over here because they do control those reactors, and it's the Arbiter that has them, so he'll be attacking with those hunters down that side pretty regularly. And yeah, it's just a dangerous spot to set up your Cobras. Red had some Cobras on that side on their first attack, and they all simply got obliterated. Although, oh hey, more Jackals! Oh no! My Cobras are all moving away again because I didn't like where they were stacking up. I want it to be perfect. I want them to be in the perfect position. And I'm gonna have to stack them all up while getting attacked, which is very dangerous. Because you have to lock all of your Cobras down at the same time, basically, unless your clicks are precise enough for the time being. I mean, before your Cobra stack gets too big, you should be able to click on them individually, but once you get like 5 or 6 in there, it's just really hard to, you know, micro them separately. So anyways, let's move on to something more exciting. Okay, looks like I am all done stacking my Cobras except for one. And that's pretty good because we are getting attacked right now by a whole bunch of Gremlins and a whole bunch of Wolverines. Again, the logic behind the Wolverines I just cannot understand. They have not seen a single air unit this whole game except for my unupgraded Hornet that I attacked them with. I just don't know. Don't understand. It says clearly on the unit's name, anti-air. Do they see any fucking air? What the hell were they thinking? I don't know. So yeah, that attack just gets raffle-raped, and here comes some more anti-infantry. Or fat guy Cyclops, I guess. I really don't know. I mean, I can understand their low rank, but it says on the unit, anti-infantry. Do you see any fucking infantry? What the hell were you thinking? I'm sorry, I'm yelling at noobs. I can't do that. But yeah, these Gremlins are walking into their deaths, well, driving into their deaths, I'm sorry. One at a time. One Gremlin does manage to get a stun off, and that's unfortunate, but I got plenty of other Cobras stacked inside of it to make up for it. And I have these extra Cobras here. I like to throw them in front of my Vulcan to try and bait the enemy into like getting close to that Cobra and trying to kill it. But I don't know if I'm actually doing that here. I think I'm just stacking them all up, and then Fat Guy also stacks some of his Cobras in it too. So it's just this mega Vulcan of destruction. Here comes this Chieftain. The Chieftain really bothers me because his birthright, if he birthrights the Vulcan, he will move every single one of those Cobras and they will all get out of position. Here's a Scarab, which is easy Mac Blast meat. Boom, 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 dead. But he does have another Scarab and a bunch of Engineers, so Mitch is going to have to be careful with his tanks and just wait for the Scarab to move away from the Engineers. And then you can Mac Blast it. If you Mac Blast it with all the Engineers, I'm sure you've seen it hundreds of times in other videos I've made, but I feel I have to say it again since I haven't uploaded a video in 60 years. So yeah, if you're gonna Mac Blast a Scarab, try not to do it when there are Engineers over it. As you can see, Purple foolishly moved all of his Engineers above my base because he used all units to attack it. And Mitch could have seized the opportunity to Mac Blast it, but he may have already used it on something else. Will my base survive before the Scarab is taken out? Find out next time on the Exile Super Turtle. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Goodbye.